Well, I just emptied the Humanure compost bucket, and I do that about once a week. And that compost pile will hold us for about a year. I'll be able to put about a year's worth of Humanure and other compost materials in that compost bin. This is last year's compost bin for Humanure and some things organic. That's a year's worth right there, and it's had quite a bit of time to decompose and work its way down to smaller material. This compost bin is the oldest one we have, meaning we shut this one down about 2 years ago, and this is the compost we're going to be using in the garden next gardening season, 2026. But right there is a year's worth of Humanure from the bathroom. You can hardly see it. I've got this hazelnut tree in the way. Otherwise, I would take you right in there and show it to you a little bit closer so you can get a feel for how much it's decomposed. That's a little bit better view of it. It's about 4 feet wide, 4 feet deep, and 4 feet tall. The structure of it is. So, gosh, there's hardly anything in there. And to think that that is a year's worth of Humanure and urine right there. And I just think it's such a shame that we have to have these septic systems or these municipal sanitary systems or whatever you call it, that they collect all this stuff and then they have to deal with it. It's not good for the environment, but we instead decompose it. All of that stuff is compostable. So that's what we do. We have a 3 compost bin system. The one I'm showing you right now, is the one that we're currently filling. And then this one in the hoop house is our second one that we were filling. And this one is the oldest one, which is the one we're going to use next year. I think it is a great system. I'm in charge of managing it, and that's the way we like it. One person should be in charge, and it works really well. I could not imagine doing anything else. In fact, it seems strange to use somebody's toilet, someone who lives in town, where you flush the contents away. It's just such a weird thing. But anyway, that's just me. Well, here's the wheat. You can really make out the rows now, all the way to the far end. I've encircled the wheat with this electric fencing. It's only 3 feet tall. I know you're laughing that the deer can get over it easily, but for some reason I felt compelled to do it. And you can still see footprints in there. I'm not going to go in there and cover up the footprints, but it's a good-sized deer. When I lived in New York, we didn't have deer quite as big as you all have in Maine. But so anyway, that's our wheat project. It's going to go good. We have mild weather for the next foreseeable future, but I'm hoping that I get at least 3 leaves on the wheat before the hard frosts and the snows come. But it's looking pretty good. It's about 2 to 3 inches tall, and I'm very happy about that. Coming up pretty soon, going to be digging these carrots out and storing them in the basement. And I'll bring the camera along with me. I'll bring you all along and show you how we store carrots for the whole year in the basement. Some of them, maybe 20 of them, I'm going to replant in the other garden bed. Oh, I just now thought of something. Okay, so one of y'all were asking about this unique hoe that Danielle was using in a video a while back. And I'm guessing that it's this hoe right here. This hoe really shines when you're using it for cultivating or for weeding. This is a great hoe for that. It's small, it's lightweight, and you can just kind of stand and you can cultivate the ground all around the plants. It gets rid of the little seedlings before they have a chance to take root. So I think that this is the hoe you were thinking of. We got the hoe from Johnny's Seeds. They're online, although they're only about a half an hour from us, so we can just pop in and get whatever we need. But they're online, and you can, they have a wide array of tools. We get some tools from them. Not too many seeds from Johnny's, but we do get a lot of tools from them. Not too many tools anymore because we pretty much have all we need. But that's called a collinear hoe. This is our Humanure compost left over from this past gardening season. It's about 4 years old. You can still detect some wood chips in it and the occasional whatever that is. But yeah, it works really well. This is Humanure.
Well, what I've done today is to have a look at what's going on in the little greenhouse, and not surprisingly, everything is just about finished. We have a few green beans that are still producing or drying out the seed pods. All of the cucumbers were done. I see there's a few left. I don't think these are of any use. I did find a few that are edible for salad, too. And that's about it. Everything else is being pulled out and taking down the support systems and tying them up for use next year somewhere. Maybe not in here. We don't know. And same with the succession cucumbers on this side. They got a late start, and as a lot of other things, they just did not complete their cycle this year. And it could have been the shock of heat and drought, although this got watered once at least, if not twice a day. So this produced very well. I'm not complaining. And the last of the stalwarts are the parsley plants. And in the little greenhouse, I planted what was called the Gigante d'Italia, the big Italian flat-leafed parsley, which is so flavorful. And some of these I will put in pots to bring inside for the winter. And we'll eat up the rest in soups or sauces. So that's what's happening in the little greenhouse. And the basil is saying goodbye. But this year was the best year for keeping up with basil and harvesting and drying it for use in the winter months. And you can see a lot of the leaves have gone dark, but the lower ones are still green. I don't know why, but I'm going to pick them and then I'll pull the plants. And so we can clean this up because the next occupants are going to be the younger chickens. They're going to have their lovely winter in Florida in the little greenhouse.
It's drizzling.
Really? I can hear it.
Well, that's just about going to do it from down here. It started to sprinkle a little bit. And Danielle painted that sheet of plywood that I'm going to use for the chicken's door. So, even though the paint's pretty much dry, I better go up and grab that and put it under cover. Maybe check the wood stove fire. So, that's going to do it. I'll cut this one short, and that'll just about do it from down here. We'll catch you on the next one. Okay, bye.